That's right, Mike.
Dynamic banter. Mike and Steve are gonna do bits and have some fun. Dynamic banter. Honking horns and ringing bells and making good. Dynamic banter. Don't forget the history road on Dynamic banter.
You're listening to a lit pod.
No cap.
BB, it's a lit pod.
Dude, I think so. Welcome to the show. We never know where this is going, so we apologize if it goes straight to the depths of hell, where it belongs.
Did someone say?
Oh man, are you from hell, Cecil? I thought you were a human creation.
No, I grew up in the Yonkers area
Yonkers?
of New York.
Oh man, you ever seen is it My Fair Lady? You ever seen My Fair Lady?
No, can't say that I have. How is it?
Is it My Fair Lady where the guy's like, out there's a world outside of Yonkers, Barnaby. Listen, Barnaby.
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. Perfect.
Cecil catches a lot of the off-Broadway stuff.
He does. Yeah, he should. I mean, it's good. There's a good scene out there. So how you doing, Mike? What's up?
I'm pretty good, man. The world is so weird in transition right now.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's just doing their best. Everyone's just doing their goddamn best.
Everyone's doing their best and waiting their damn turn for their vaccine. That's like the big new hotness.
I wouldn't go as far as to say everyone's waiting, but I would say that is kind of a vibe.
I think
That's happening.
collectively the world is waiting their turn. There are certainly people who are a bit more aggressive about it.
Yeah, we'll call them ambitious.
We'll call them ambitious. But you know, I think that collectively the world is hoping that well, I mean, even that's not really sure to say, but many people are hoping that the vaccine will kind of solve some of the bigger COVID-19 problem. Of course, everyone's going into the gloom and doom, talking about mutations, COVID mutations, and there's different strains and they're coming. There's different strains of the flu too. Did you know that, Mike?
Yes. If someone is like a peer, right? Mm-hmm. And they don't have a job, a medical professional job, and they say sentences like the variants are coming, there's no mental or emotional weight inside me that's invested in that.
Right, because you just can't.
Dude, if your job is that you like work at a shoe store or hold a camera for a production or are a copyright editor and you say things like, well, the vaccine, I tune out immediately. Immediately.
Like you mean a retort? Like when someone's like, here's some, because I mean, that's the thing. Like a lot of these outlets make their bucks off of being kind of like grandiose and fear mongering and things like that. But to mirror what you're saying, I feel like you can't waste your precious essence on worrying about things that have yet to be and are potentially not yet to be. And you can't do that because, whatever, man, life is really a roller coaster and you never know when you're going to go loopy loop or down some twisty slides or
if you're going to whistle around the neighborhood. I'll break it down real simple. If you're not a medical professional and you're trying to tell me medical shit, save it. Save your breath.
Save it for the dogs.
Dude. Yeah.
Talk to your pets about it.
If you work at the financial department of a corporate company and you're like, about the vaccine,
actually,
save it.
Yeah.
Save it. Go fucking put it in, tell it to a spreadsheet because I don't want to hear your horse shit.
We're on this planet for a limited time only, and you got to make the most of it. And, you know, if you're going to sit around and be like, then you're going to miss out on the good stuff.
You know what they say? What's that line? What's that line in Ferris Bueller? Life moves pretty fast. If you just sit around and are like, this might miss it. I don't give a fuck about anyone anymore, Steve. It's crazy.
You got to care about yourself. You got to look out for yourself.
You have to look out for yourself, because if you're fucking dead, you don't have the capacity to care about anybody else.
No.
And to make sure you're a help to anyone, you got to make sure that you're good. And I think a lot of people forget about that part.
And I don't know about you guys listening to this. I know about you, Mike, and I'm sure you know this about me. But for people listening to this, like, I'm not done. Like, I got shit to do still, you know? Yeah. I'm not ready to lay down and be like, the world has crushed my soul. Because even though the hydraulic press is really squeezing it, the last drops of our souls, you got to just resist it, because there's so much more to do, dude. There's so much more to do. And I know you've got dreams, sir or madam, or other. I know you've got aspirations.
You set your limitations.
That's right.
You set them.
I'm not done yet. You
exceed your limitations, and Steve's not done.
I'm not done yet, dude. But I got a question for you, Mike. You ever seen this one?
The Labyrinth? Yeah. I saw it. I didn't understand it until I was like 27 years old, but I saw it a bunch of times. The one thing that sticks out for me in that movie is David Bowie juggling crystal balls.
The crystal balls, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever take a peek at his penis in that one?
No, not that I remember. I have no clear memory of his penis.
He's certainly packing it in. And he's like, well, he's wearing an outfit that definitely kind of like highlights his penis and scrotum.
Right. Thank you, Disney, for once again putting some dick images right in front of our face as kids.
Well, actually, Mike, it's not Disney. It's Jim Henson, and I don't actually know what the production company is. Is it Warner Brothers or something? Sony.
Henson.
It's Sony
Brazzers
Pictures.
Did that one. Oh, okay.
Columbia Pictures.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, man, there's some scenes where like the little goblin guy, he's like, "Oh, please." And he's like begging for his life or something. And he's like right next to David Bowie's penis.
Yeah.
And it's really just like there. It's there for you. And you know, a lot of people talk about that. But I guess it didn't affect you.
Who are we to body shame, I guess? I guess I just never noticed. You know, it's like anything else. It's like, I was thinking about this the other day about how many of my heroes when I was younger and people I looked up to and thought that were just perfect at what they did, like a David Bowie or something. So many of those people were... You don't know anything about their lives outside of the thing that you're watching them do. So like, you don't know that a David Bowie thing is like homoerotic, or that most of the movie's about his dick, until you grow up and somebody else points it out to you, you know? And I was thinking about it in terms of like racism. Like some of my heroes growing up were like Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan and stuff like that. And to me, they were just like people who were perfect at what they did. And then you grow up and people are like, hey, you know, we think this is better than this, and that's better than that, and these people are superior, these people are not that. And other adults ruin your mind. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Inject these poisonous thoughts. So if you didn't, what I'm saying right now is, if you didn't tell me that most of that movie was his giant gawk, then I would never know that.
I want to show you, Mike, because I think you need to see. But you're right. I think you want to show
me a dead man's dick right now.
I want to show you a dead man's penis. Yes, if that's okay.
Dead man's dick was my favorite scene in Pirates of the Caribbean.
So can you see?
It just seems like it's not a good costume at all. Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot. And thank you for that.
You're welcome.
It is a lot. What other tabs we got here?
All of my secret DB tabs.
So when
that
did
hopefully Ryan will crop around.
There's no fucking chance, dude.
Ryan,
there's no chance.
Hold on. I'm speaking directly to Ryan Faroki right now, editor of Dynamic Banter video podcast, which you can catch on youtube.com/Dynamic Banter every week. And he does a great job, and he hasn't broken a tripod in a year. And I don't think that has anything really to do with his growth as a human, but it has more to do with him not having to handle tripods because we've been doing the remote version of the podcast. But I'm speaking directly to you, Ryan. Crop around the tabs.
That's a good farming trick as well.
Just crop around the goddamn tabs.
Crop around, crop around.
Did you know that speaking of Bowie predicted the impact of the internet in 1999 in a BBC interview? Did you know about this?
Yes, I've seen this before.
You've seen it? Okay. I wanted to share the audio with our listeners because it's really fascinating and it's quite accurate. And the interviewer is like, the internet is a place to share information. Yeah,
dude, the interviewer is always like, I know exactly what's going on because this is my perception of it right now, and it's going to be that forever because he's a suit. And then you find an artist person whose mind doesn't stop at what's happening right now. Right. So you find someone with a giant cock that does drugs to be like, no, this is how it's going to be in 25 years.
I would rather hear a prediction of the future from a man with a giant cock who's done drugs than a stuffy old British BBC interviewer.
Because who's talking about that guy still?
Right. I don't even know that guy's name, but I want to play it for the people who are curious because he certainly says incredible things. It's an incredible prediction about the internet.
Think that children are going to do dances in 30-second increments.
They're going to be dancing and throwing up.
And there will be pictures of my cock around the internet for years to come.
Years to come. All right, here he is. Here's Bowie talking about the internet in 1999.
Let's cut to Bowie.
I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg. I think the potential of what the internet is going to do to society, both good and bad, is unimaginable. I think we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying.
It's just a tool, though, isn't it?
No.
It's just a tool. Who's ever done anything bad with a tool?
No one has ever done anything bad with a tool.
No,
let's just be honest about that.
Think of a saw. Who has ever presented any danger to any human being with a saw? It's just a tool designed to make trees easier to the ground.
I just love, though, Bowie's immediate reaction to it's just a tool, though. Like, he's like, no, it's not.
Like, no, like, and that's why you asked me to be on this show right now.
Right? You want me to talk.
It's just a tool, though, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
Dude, there's nothing better.
Very Mike Falzone. That's a Mike Falzone response.
Dude, I did that. I have that conversation 8 times a week. And it's not, I want to make absolutely positively sure everyone knows that I know that I'm an idiot. I barely graduated anything I graduated from. I'm not smarter than anyone. You know what I mean? But I know enough, and welcome back. Let's cut to some sports bloopers real fast.
Well, I'm being they're in my headset. They're telling me to cut you off.
No, fuck those guys. I know for a fact that when people speak in absolutes and they're so smug and so sure about it, then that person, again, like we were talking about before with the fake vaccine, with the people who just learned what a vaccine was last year, like you just don't get my attention. You can have so many other people's attention that like put their trust in you or whatever. But if you start speaking in absolutes and you're like, this is the way it is because this is the way it is right now and forever will be, amen. You don't get my attention.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, for me, though, I think I have just a little bit more patience because I'm always hoping to find at least the moment that makes it funny.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think you're over it. I think you're so over it.
I honest to God, dude, I didn't think I changed in a big way outwardly from last year. But now that we're kind of getting into more regular shit I'm seeing the change that last year took in me. And I don't really have any patience for what I perceive to be bullshit anymore in a very outward way. And I'm not saying that to be like badass or like, oh, Mike doesn't take any shit or whatever. I truly believe that's the case. And it doesn't come from an evil place or a place of superiority or whatever. It legit comes from like, there's so much bullshit and there was so much bullshit and it wastes so much of our time, like you were saying before. And the time wasting part of my life is over. So if you're not contributing something worthwhile, there's no need for me to spend my limited time on this earth listening to anything that you have to say. Thank you so much. And it's so great to just be in the room with all these people. And they all have masks on their eyes and their nosing.
They're wearing 2 masks over their eyes and 2 masks over their mouth. Dude, but I want to hear the rest of this because he really does just go like, no, you're wrong. No, you don't know. You don't know shit. I got a big dick and I did drugs. No, it's not.
No, it's an alien life.
Just play that part again, please. It's so sad. This is like my white noise machine is listening to this.
Dude, and it's the best one. Like,
turn it up.
You're gonna listen to this when you go to sleep. Okay, here we go.
It's just a tool, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. No.
No, it's not. You don't understand.
No, it's not.
He says it's.
I mean, when you think then about
is there life on Mars? Yes, it's just landed here.
But it's simply a different delivery system there. You're arguing about something more profound.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the actual context and the state of content is going to be so different to anything that we can really envisage at the moment, where the interplay between the user and the provider will be so in simpatico. It's going to crush our ideas of what mediums are all about.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then that guy's like, no, nowhere in my notes does it say anything about the future.
Actually, so your dick was out in Labyrinth.
Yeah. Says here you fancy dogs. Do you like dogs?
What's
our
your
viewers,
favorite?
Because our viewers like dogs, and talking about dogs as well.
If I was interviewing David Bowie, I would certainly be like, the world needs to know, what is David Bowie's favorite breakfast cereal?
Shrimp'em crunch toast. Shrimp'em crunch.
Dude, what do you think about the shrimp in this?
I have zero opinion on it. I don't care.
We gotta talk about this a little bit.
No, we could definitely talk about it. And I think that it's weird. Everything about it is weird. The fact that this guy Jensen Karp found it, right?
Yeah.
And Jensen Karp runs the 1988 gallery. Yeah. On Melrose or whatever it is. And they have such beautiful nostalgic art from like our generation. Yeah. And I've gotten so many great things from there and I love it there. And then he put this thing out and then it took maybe 45 minutes for somebody to tweet what a manipulative liar Jensen Karp is. What a terrible human being. And I'm like, that is the most David Bowie internet shit humanly possible. Dude, somebody gets a little recognition, and then if they've ever done anything wrong in their
It's
past,
over.
It's over,
But,
dude.
but the internet moves so fast now. Like, I guess it's because I think everybody's over it already, and nobody cares that he's really, I guess, a piece of shit, according to a bunch of people.
Or that he was at one time.
Or that he was at one time. And yeah, forgive the fact that maybe people can change. I don't know. I think it's possible.
Don't ever talk about forgiveness on the internet. Don't ever. Like forgiveness is a real thing. I'll come over there and spit in your goddamn mouth if you ever say the word forgiveness on the internet.
I'll slap you if you consider forgiving anybody. You know, it's so fast because like it went from like a viral tweet about the insanity of the discovery. For those of you that don't know, which I would find very hard to believe that you don't know at least what we're talking about a little bit. This guy Jensen tweeted out a series of photos chronicling the discovery of several foreign items inside of his sealed box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch squares.
And the inside of it was like somebody's pocket, somebody's winter coat pocket.
It was like the Gordon's fisherman, whatever's in his
the yellow jacket.
Yeah, whatever's in the yellow jacket.
Here's I put my Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
He's like, oh shit, where am I gonna keep my shrimp tails and my string? I'm gonna throw it in this I'm gonna visit this factory, the General Mills factory. But obviously it's like, it's disgusting. It's awful. It's like really awful. And what's even more awful about it is the Cinnamon Toast squares, some of them had like these black clumps in them. Like
rat shit.
Yeah, and people are like, 100% that's rat shit. Like it's and he ate like a bowl and a half of that.
That's what happens. You ever find a spider in your Cheerios? That happens sometimes.
What? Why are you fighting
because no one fucking, I think it was Kicks. I used to fuck with Kicks all the time. Original Kicks, kid tested, mother approved. Yeah. And I would take out the bag, and then the bag is transparent, which is your first. If you're trying to keep secrets, you got to make that opaque, player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you look in the bag, and once in a while, and not seldomly. This is like kind of an often thing that there's like a dead spider in there or something. There's always something, dude. You're getting a bag of mass-produced food from a factory. There's gonna be something in there. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm curious. I'm curious to Google the weirdest things found in sealed food.
Yeah. It would be so funny. Remember how when they used to put a toy in there, it used to come in its own little bag?
Yeah.
What if the shrimp tails were in their own like toy bag? Choking
or
hazard.
it's like the like if you get those noodles where like the little packet of vegetables, like the corn and things, and like it's like if you want, you can add these shrimp tails and this string to your Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
If you want. Yeah.
And so what we're talking about when we are saying that like the internet moves so fast is like, so after that happened, like there's a lot about it. Like he tweeted out that he found what looked like shrimp tails, like literally shrimp tails. And then what looked like floss and like pieces of metal and like squares with like rat shit baked into it. It's just disgusting shit. And so he reached out to the company and said, what the fuck is this? And they did a very stupid thing, which is like, do you know about this part, Mike? Do you know?
No.
So they like reviewed the photos and they were like, we've had our team review the photos very carefully, and we've determined that what you're looking at is hardened crystallized cinnamon and sugar.
Dude,
sometimes
is that the baking team or is that the marketing team? What else could it be? What else could it be? 22-year-olds in this room.
It's totally the social like internet team.
Yeah.
the questions and comments team. And they're like, we've determined that what you're looking at is crystallized sugar and cinnamon, and that's it. So if you'd like, you can give us your address and we'll send you a new box.
Yeah.
And he was was like, first of all, this is not sugar. And that's not what this is. And second of all, why would I want another one? Like, this is awful. Like, this is the worst nightmare experience. And so they kept like, and of course he's like showing the world these tweets, right? Or these emails.
Look what happened to me. Look
Fucking
what
clout,
happened to me.
Fucking clout, baby. It makes you do crazy shit. It's like the superiority version of the t-shirt cannon.
Well, if you're looking around your house, when you're looking around your house and you're like, I haven't tweeted anything funny in a week and a half, and then you get a shrimp tail in your cinnamon toast crunch, like that's baby. Your day. That's what I did today.
I mean, every comedian, every Twitter comedian, every social media, like everyone trying to make it in social media dreams of finding shrimp tails in their fucking cinnamon toast.
That's true. At the SAG meetings, at the SAG Zoom call, everyone was like, okay, everyone, what's everybody found in their cereal this month?
And so there's all this chatter about it. Everyone's talking about it because, of course, it's like, while terrible things are happening on the planet,
always,
there's a heat rising from the civil unrest and all of that. It's nice to have like a very stupid break and to just like throw yourself into the ridiculousness of the story. And it's, we'll always love like shit like that, right? And it always comes at the perfect time. And I think this was just the perfect time. Like, dude, everybody is talking about it. Fucking Patton Oswalt has been tweeting like endlessly about shrimp and cinnamon toast crunch.
Good,
it's like,
great.
It's like it's set the internet on fire, and it's like exactly what all these people want. And then even better that the General Mills company is like they're like handling this in the absolute worst possible way. Yeah. So all of this is happening.
They weren't prepared.
And there's so much to talk about. And I knew this. I don't know if you knew this, because I've been going to Gallery 1988 for like years and years.
Yeah.
So Jensen is married to the woman who played Topanga,
which is the only congruent sentence in every single one of these stories. That poor woman is dragged into this thing that has nothing to do with her because she has a real name also.
Yes. And it's Danielle Fishel.
Yes. But everyone just keeps saying, and this guy's married to Topanga. And could you imagine the hate in her heart and the teeth gritting that happens every time somebody refers to her as fucking Topanga married to the shrimp cereal guy?
Well, that's the crazy thing is like, and the more we think about it, the more that I think about it, the crazier the whole fucking thing gets, essentially. Mm-hmm. Like it's because I mean, we've all watched Boy Meets World. We all watched Boy Meets World. Mm-hmm. And we all had a crush at some point on Topanga, on Topanga.
So that's what it is.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh man, she was like the girl of our dreams for like a time when we were children. Mm-hmm. And then you forget all about her, even though the memories remain. And then one day you find out that this fucking guy that tweeted about shrimp in his cinnamon toast crunch also happens to be married to Danielle Fishel.
Yes. And because you felt some kind of ownership over her fictional character when you were in your teenage years, you say, this piece of shit with his piece of shit cereal and his piece of shit tweets.
Yes. So, but that's the thing. Like, so we haven't even gotten to like the people that suddenly jumped out and were like, this guy's a piece of shit. Because the crazy thing is like, because here's where we're at, and there's a tweet that I had to retweet because it's just bonkers. It's bonkers. This is the tweet. The man's name is Jensen Karp. Okay,
Karp. Which is a fish, by the way.
Which is a fish.
Best viral marketing ever.
Here's the tweet. A man named Carp married to a woman named Fischl found shrimp tails in a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The cereal was purchased from the Costco on Topanga Canyon Boulevard, and his wife played Topanga in Boy Meets World. Meanwhile, Carp used to be a guest on Pistol Shrimp podcast.
I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg. I think the potential of what the internet is going to do to society, both good and bad, is unimaginable.
So it's just, look.
Dude, please cut to David Bowie saying, and we, good and bad, we haven't seen, this is only the tip of the iceberg.
No more.
No more tweets. No tweets will be read after the 1st of October. Peace and love.
Peace and love. So it's just, I mean, obviously you could find this type of nuance, or you could find these details in like a lot of things. Like there's even like the people that go so far as to say there's all this like moon landing propaganda, fake moon landing propaganda in The Shining, and they're like, the number 63 appears and there's 6 cast members that died 3 years after
Lincoln's middle name was Kennedy.
Right.
And so that's why John F. Kennedy was shot.
I just thought it was ridiculous. That tweet was ridiculous because it exists. Like the fact that this thing exists is crazy. And then, so everyone discovered that he's married to Topanga. And so the internet had like a very fast moment with that. And then like literally the next day, I think it was 3 days. It was day 1, shrimp in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch goes on fire across the internet. Day 2, Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy is married to Topanga for Boy Meets World. Yeah. And then day 3, Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy who's married to Topanga from Boy Meets World is an abusive piece of shit.
Abusive, lying piece of shit.
Abusive, lying, terrible piece of shit.
Yeah, and here's the evidence.
So crazy, man. It's just crazy. It's like, I don't know what will happen to people who fucked up real bad and then are trying to live their lives and can't even like tweet about the thing that we would all die to tweet about if it happened to us. So it's like such a crazy thing. I mean, maybe the guy's a piece of shit. He was always nice to me, but he also wasn't trying to fuck me. So, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe there's a correlation, but I think it's so mind-blowing.
Here's what you got to do, man. If you're listening to this show right now, and maybe you're in your 20s and you've never made a mistake in your life, just keep that going. Just keep it going. And that's your only chance you have of having a normal life, is to never make a mistake. And if you do, move to the mountains or something like that and carve a cave out of the rocks and just live off of dirt in a mountain if you've ever made a mistake before in your life.
Right. And I think like, obviously stay off Twitter, and I mean, I think it would be a great thing to never use Twitter again. I think it would be a great thing if people just abandoned Twitter at some point.
You would be so sad.
I would be sad because what I utilize Twitter for is different than what the aggressive people are using Twitter for.
Also, those kind of people with that mindset will find a way to do that wherever, anywhere. Yeah. Even if there was no internet, tip of the iceberg, even if there was no internet, they would find, those are the people who make everyone in their life miserable because they're always looking for the thing. You know what I mean?
For sure. I want to very quickly go down this list of the most disgusting things found in food. Please. And then we could do the ads if you want right after that.
I also have a great be nice or not be nice about the dangers of saying whatever you want on the internet.
Perfect. Okay, so mouse in bread. For those of you who have been meaning to cut back on carbs, this might do the trick. While making sandwiches for his children, Stephen Force saw that what he thought to be dough.
What's his name?
Stephen Force.
Look
Stephen
up
Rapp.
everything he's ever done and bring him down.
I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, here's the other thing that
Stephen Force, you piece of shit.
Here's the other thing about the Jensen and Topanga and the shrimp thing. Apparently, someone found out that like the girl who played Topanga had I'm sorry, I remember her as Topanga. I don't remember her name. Danielle Fishel.
Just a full person.
Of course she is, and I respect her. I think she's awesome. I loved her on Boy Meets
Just
World.
trying to get through, just waiting her turn for the vaccine like the rest of us, you know.
Hopefully. So apparently she had like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch like brand deal or something, and she was like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch spokesperson. And then they were like, and also Jensen has created like crazy huge marketing campaigns around like certain products and things like that. And it's just ridiculous. I don't think that it is a marketing thing. If it is, it would be certainly not for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because this is not making them look good at all.
You know, you would think that, but I also know I can count 10 people right now who went out and bought Cinnamon Toast Crunch because they were reminded of it. My brother-in-law did it instantly. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, today there's no like, there's like an equal and opposite reaction for everything that happens today because people are so divided.
Right.
You know?
right.
It's like people will see shrimp tails and be like, what? Cinnamon Toast Crunch is still around?
You're right. Because most people, and there was even like a study that said most humans, I can't remember if it was humans or Americans, but it was like I'll just say Americans because it sounds right. Most Americans are like very like not that afraid of dying. Like they don't care about dying. Like they're probably afraid, but they don't care. Like, and I think that it's all connected to like the people that don't care about wearing their masks or like being safe during COVID or like going out and buying a box of potentially poisoned Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
You're gonna have to cite your sources on that one.
I'll cite my sources.
Everything about that survey.
I'll cite my sources.
I want to know where people were asked that, in what situation people were asked that question.
Probably people who have never been faced with death. If I had to
hey, you're guess. 5. We asked 1,000 5-year-olds. Are you afraid of dying?
I want cereal.
What?
So anyway, this guy found a rat in his bread and found out that it was a mouse, and it was missing its tail. And his family had eaten from it the day before.
Use your eyes. It's for your family, you know.
Tooth in a candy bar. That's my favorite paint from William Candle.
Yeah.
Tooth in a candy bar.
Coat the sky with tooth in a candy bar.
While on a road trip with her husband, Sue Calhoun found a stranger's tooth. So it wasn't hers.
How did she know that?
I mean, I guess because she like did one of these.
I bet like, Jensen Clark put a tooth in that candy bar, that lying piece of shit.
She said, every time I think about it, I kind of get sick to my stomach because I don't know what kind of mouth it came out of.
That would have made it better. If it was like a close friend or family member, that would have made it easier to take.
How about this one? Maggots in the Ferrero Rocher chocolates.
How about this one? Says in 1993, Stone Temple Pilots found flies in the Vaseline.
How about this one, Mike? Frog or toad in a Pepsi can.
A can. So that frog it's like a ship in a bottle situation. It had to grow up in that can.
Says while grilling in his backyard tiki bar, humble brag, Fred Denegri of Ormond Beach, Florida, began drinking a can of Pepsi.
Stop. Steve, do you see how this shit happens? The guy is in his, I don't think he cracked the seal and a frog came out and started singing the "Hello, my baby, hello, my honey" thing. I don't think that's what happened. I think he's in a tiki bar in a fucking swamp.
In Florida.
And a frog was near his shit and he was like, better tell the news. Today's my day. Now I get to be the emotional, manipulative piece of shit.
It does say that he started gagging and then poured it out, and he said what came out looked like pink linguine.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
And dark stuff. And he says the couple called the Federal Drug Administration and Poison Control, and the FDA concluded the mysterious object to be a frog or toad.
Oh, ew. So it was like they Breaking Badded the frog in the factory.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's not so crazy. I don't think. Black Widow spider in grapes.
Piano, full piano and bag of chips.
Sailboat found in Pringles can. Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny.
Ronald Reagan's favorite pen found in a bag of Doritos.
Ronald Reagan's remains found in box of Cheez-Its.
Razor blade in ice cream. That's crazy. Condom in a Big Mac. That sounds like an employee that was pissed off at somebody.
Pig in a blanket.
How about this one, Mike? A knife in a Subway sandwich. Is someone trying to break a friend out of prison?
That's imagine walking onto a plane like hump, hump.
Hold on, I ended up biting into a knife here.
Hey, there's a file in this birthday cake.
Ooh, what about a bullet in a hot dog?
I mean, what isn't in a hot dog, right? I mean,
that's pretty normal. Anyway, all right, this is gross shit. I'm done with it. Okay. But it certainly happens, and yeah, I mean, I found a bug in my bananas. I found like a caterpillar once in my bananas, and I was like, oh, there's a little stowaway. What do you? And then I put him out in the bushes outside, where he was promptly eaten by a crow.
Yeah, dude, and that's the circle of life, dude. The fucking banana flavored caterpillar every now and again, little treat for your feathered friends in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Shout out P-Stash one time. Shout out Greg. Also, I remember when we were in grade school, there was like a syringe in a Pepsi bottle situation. Scare.
Yeah. Or the razor blade in the apples during Halloween, that whole thing.
Just make factories a more fun, exciting place to work, I think is the answer.
Then people won't want to shove shrimp into a Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Call Jensen Karp and tell him to outfit the walls of the factory with cool, nostalgic art.
Dude,
with shrimp tails in your cereal. You fucking you liar piece of shit.
You fucking terrible, terrible person.
Your career is over until everyone forgets this happened in 4 days.
This is all I want from this, because I do think it's over, even though he's like still updating about like what because where it's at now is that General Mills asked him to send them the shrimp tails so that they could like investigate it further, and he was like, all right, well, I'll give you one of them, and then I'm gonna keep one, and I'm gonna send
a friendship
one
necklace.
I'm gonna make a bracelet out of it. I'm gonna make some earrings.
My half says best, and your half says friends.
But he said he was gonna have a DNA test done on it to find out who's the parent of the shrimp.
Hey, that's smart, dude. You take a DNA test, and you compare results with General Mills, and then no one believes your results because everyone now believes that you're a lying, manipulative piece of shit.
I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% this shrimp.
Dude, that's perfect. It's such a perfect. Here's what we do from now on. Here's my David Bowie tip of the iceberg situation. Okay. Assume that everyone is a liar and you'll never be let down a day in your life.
Yeah, assume everyone's a liar, trust no one except yourself, and focus on yourself, and then you'll come out of any situation where you feel like you're lost in the
Yes.
world and realize that you're not, and you're the only person you can count on.
Mhm. And if you've ever lied to yourself or made a mistake, cancel yourself.
I think you should have the responsibility to do that.
I think it's responsible to cancel yourself.
It is responsible. Yeah. In the future, we will cancel ourselves.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get some ads out here, and then we'll get to Mike's Be Nice or Don't Be Nice. And then we'll do some History Roads, and then we'll say goodbye. How about that?
Sounds beautiful.
It is Thursday
Steve.
after all, and we got a
I'll
Friday
be here for moral
coming.
support. Also, having a great time talking to you. I want to wish everyone a happy weekend. We're floating into the weekend. I hope everyone gets their shit and gets acclimated back into society. And I think we're in for some good times. We got to keep our heads held high.
And that's a 100 emoji from me. Hey guys, let's talk about MeUndies. I'm wearing them right now. I wear them all the time. I only wear MeUndies
every day. I found a shrimp in mine once.
I found a MeUndies in my shrimp.
I found Jensen Carp in my MeUndies pack.
Guys, MeUndies believes that comfort is about more than what's touching your skin. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin. That's why MeUndies sources the softest, most comfortable fabrics imaginable. And you can choose from endless styles and sizes between extra small and 4XL. Come on. Some in there for everybody. And that's why you should express yourself every day, because what you wear on the outside should empower you from the inside. That's like their whole thing. And guys, MeUndies just released their lightest, stretchiest, and most breathable undies yet. Breathe by MeUndies was made for your movement. They're super stretchy, super meshy fabric, and it feels invisible and stays put. So you don't have to.
Keep a fish alive in your underpants for up to a month and a half.
So it can breathe and live. Check out their new Breathe collection in new ultralight, anti-odor, quick dry undies and socks. And guys, of course you know, MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. An offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, which is crazy to me. You guys got to get in on this if you haven't. You get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product, for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. So to get 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/banter. That's MeUndies.com/banter. Dude, I'll never wear another pair of underwear in my life again unless I'm forced to. Unless I'm forced to.
Everything that's not MeUndies is in the garbage in my house.
Correct. So thank you, MeUndies. We fully love you. We fully endorse you. And I'll never love another pair of underwear like I love you. Thank you, MeUndies. Speaking of the nether regions of the human body, which I know you know about.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Animatronic Steve.
That's right, Mike. Hey, big shout out, huge shout out to Tushy. Speaking of the under levels of the human body, where we protect it at all costs. Tushy is a great company that provides people with, the future technology of toilets that we should all be in already. The fact that we have our toilet technology is still in the dark ages blows my mind. But let me present you with this. Imagine jumping in the shower and not turning on the water. Just wiping your body with dry paper.
No.
I think people would call you crazy.
I won't even imagine it.
I can't even imagine it. So why would you wipe with dry toilet paper instead of washing with water? The future of toileting has arrived, guys. Okay, it's technically been around for centuries, but hideously expensive, costing, thousands of dollars. So why even think about it? But guys, the brand new Hello Tushy 3.0 modern bidet attachment is here to level the playing field. It's stylish, eco-friendly, easy to install, and affordable. Hello Tushy 3.0 doesn't just cleanse your butt with a precise stream of water, it cleans itself before and after it's used with the Smart Spray automatic self-cleaning nozzle. And it attaches to your existing toilet, guys. You don't need to buy a whole new toilet or rip up the ground for electricity or plumbing. And it cuts toilet paper use by 80%. Come on. So Hello Tushy Bidet pays for itself in a few months. And because with Hello Tushy, you don't wipe at all. You just poop, spray, dry, and go. And sanitation is simple. The Schmutz Shield offers easy cleaning, and the knobs are naturally antimicrobial. Plus, every Hello Tushy bidet attachment comes with a 60-day risk-free guarantee and a 12-month warranty. Hey, you already got a tush on your pot? Well, why don't you upgrade to the new 3.0 model? And if you're new to the revolution, why don't you join millions of happy, clean Hello Tushy customers right now and have that sparkling, clean buttocks with every flush. Don't be dumb. And here's the deal, guys. Our listeners to the show here can go to hellotushy.com/banter for 10% off plus free shipping. Get 10% off plus free shipping and get your butt clean at hellotushy.com/banter. hellotushy.com/banter. Don't forget, because you're going to need it if you want to stay clean. Thank you, Tushy.
Thank you, Tushy.
I'll kiss you when we're out of this mess.
I kiss my Tushy bidet every single time I use it.
I kiss it right after I use it. And that's it. I kiss the nozzle. Hey guys, why don't we talk about Quip really quickly? Quip is one of the most trusted companies that goes into my mouth every single day, sometimes up to 3 times a day, sometimes 5 times a day.
It's true. I know Steve's top list, and cereal just got knocked off the top.
Yes,
and
it did.
Quip is on top.
Mm-hmm. Quip has been up there for quite a bit because they're just a wonderful company. They deliver brushes and flosses and gums and toothpaste and all sorts of things, mouthwash, straight to your door, so you don't have to go to the dang store and try to pick out all of these things. I don't know, all these different types of brushes and pastes. I don't want that. I just want something that I know is consistent, will work really well for me, and is convenient. And that's exactly what Quip is. Don't you know that, Mike?
Yes.
And I'll tell you guys, their new gum, it's good times. Because if you're like me, I love to chew me some gum. But I'll tell you, chewing gum with Quip's gum, oh my goodness. It curbs your appetite, it relieves your stress, and most importantly, it freshens your breath.
Everybody's walking around in these masks, and you're forced to confront your breath at all times.
That's right.
And you know it's bad. You know it's bad.
And here's the other thing. A lot of gums have like sugar and they'll destroy your teeth after a while. But luckily, the oral care experts at Quip have made a gum that stands out from the pack. One that can help prevent cavities. Oh, and it tastes great too. Oh my goodness. And I'll tell you guys, it comes in a slim travel-ready dispenser. It's available in 5 colors, metal or plastic, and it packs and protects up to 10 gum pieces at a time. And it fits about any purse or pocket. for on the go. And in a world where we all need to be extra safe and hygienic, the quick release button means you can share it with friends. No wrappers, no hands, no hassles.
It's cool. It kind of shoots out.
Yes, it is really cool. It's futuristic. But don't take our word for it. Why don't you check it out yourself and check out all the other stuff Quip has to offer by going to getquip.com/banter right now, and you'll get a free plastic dispenser with a refill plan. With any refill plan, by the way. And that's a free dispenser at getquip.com/banter. That's spelled GETQUIP.com/banter. You can also get the Quip electric toothbrush, refillable floss, all the stuff we talked about, and more in the oral care aisle at your local Walmart. That's awesome. Great job, Quip. Quip, the good habits company. Thanks, Quip.
Quip, you're gonna love the way your mouth tastes.
Here come the cops. Let's see if within those few moments
something changed.
Yeah, we got permission. Because, maybe they saw that and they're like, oop.
Dude, I know I said this before, and please stop me if you disagree. But I think the Quip gum tastes exactly like the takeout mints at Chinese restaurant.
Dude, and that's
the powdery
nice.
ones. Those are
That's
my
nice.
favorite things.
That's nice. I love that. I love a good takeout mint. It's always like a nice goodbye to the meal. Goodbye, flavors. Here comes a new one.
I never liked the peppermint. You know what I'm saying?
I like the peppermints. Peppermint can be a little strong for folks.
They're fine. It is a lot to me personally. I like that powdery job. Look like little pillows.
Ooh, the little crumb, the chalky crumb.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good times.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. So you said you've got yourself a be nice or not be nice.
Yeah, this is my favorite, man.
What's going on?
Favorite. The internet is fun because for whatever reason, as close as the internet brings us, for some reason, people still don't think like I'm not famous. You know what I mean? I think we could both agree on that. I'm not like an untouchable. I'm a guy who lives here who happens to have some people following him. We have this job where professionally we make people laugh.
Correct. No one's coming after you on the internet.
I mean, you would think, right? But I think it's less about, no, not yet. So I think that it's mostly like if you go in the comment section of my shit and you say something negative, I'm gonna see it.
Yeah,
there's no way I'm not gonna see it, especially on TikTok. I just joined a couple months ago and I've been posting stand-up comedy on there, and some stuff does real good, and then some stuff does, real baseline, whatever. But it's fun.
Just a game. Yep.
It's like YouTube was at the beginning. It's like you don't have to sit there and make everything look perfect and then have a website not show it to half the people who subscribe to your shit. It's a real crapshoot. And sometimes things take off. So you just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, like our friend Candace was saying last night. And sometimes it takes off. But mainly, shout out Candace one time, and rip SourceFed. And sometimes shit takes off, but it's mainly just people having a great time until they start taking it too seriously. And then it's not great.
Right.
So I've been putting stand-up clips up there and really taking the time to edit them in a vertical format, which is trash and the bane of the existence of the artistic whatever. Because we see in widescreen, we don't see vertically. But because these things we fucking hold in our hands are vertical, you have to reformat all your shit to make it fit a very unnatural plane, right?
Right.
I like doing it right now. I'm in the stage of my life where I like doing it. So I put joke up, this terrific joke I have about my friend whose uncle just happens to be M. Night Shyamalan.
Whoa, for real?
Yes, it's just a fun joke. I'm not going to give it away because it's on TikTok, and also I will absolutely still do it live. So if you want to hear the punchline of the joke, either subscribe to my TikTok or come see me live.
Okay.
April 11th in Burbank, the Friends of Friends Crowd Workshop will be returning, and you can get your tickets online. And that's a little plug for that. And that's also one of the first times I've gotten to be like, please come see me do stand-up in over a year on this show.
This is
and
the
it makes me
return.
very happy.
The return of a wonderful show.
I put up this joke that I did to a sold-out crowd in Bridgeport, Connecticut, 350 people, right?
Okay.
So I say this joke.
Let me do some math here.
Maybe I should play the joke. Would it help to play the audio of the joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to do that?
We'll do this.
Here, I'll turn the music down.
For 4 years, he just invited us to his wedding. And he said, you gotta come meet my uncle. I was like, who's your uncle? I've known this dude for 4 years. They just told me that M. Night Shyamalan could This is my uncle. Real life. And I was like, what a twist.
What a twist. What a twist. That's wonderful.
Okay. So the premise of the joke is that LA is weird. Thank you. Thank you, by the way. Premise of the joke is that LA is weird. I've known this guy for 4 years. Had no idea M. Night Shyamalan was his uncle. Right?
Right.
Also, lovely gentleman, by the way. So looking at the comments, as I do, because I'm not famous, and I see so many positive things, so many people being so nice. Right. And then there's this one dude who goes, one of the weakest punchlines I've ever heard in my life.
Whoa.
This is 17 hours ago at the time of this recording.
What?
Right?
How did you get that from that?
So I guess now is the time in this story. We're not done with the story, but now is the time where we say, after reading this comment, do I be nice? Or, yes, or not be nice? Everyone's favorite game show. Steve, you know how this game works. You know me. We are very close. We've known each other at a very intimate level for years. So knowing me the way you do, would I be nice? Or would I not be nice?
I mean, so I think this one's a little easy because it's like because certainly there's a way to be nice, which I wouldn't put past you, which would be to just ignore it. Like, that's a nice. You just ignore it.
Just ignoring it is nice. So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so because you're not giving that guy anything and you're letting him have that moment. And I'm sure people are like replying to him saying like,
no one has.
What's wrong with you? Okay.
There was one reply
point,
and it's not from no one. It's not from anyone else.
Let me guess who that reply is from.
Go ahead and get a little sub game inside the game. Little mini game.
I mean, I think you could, I mean, maybe it's not technically a nice to ignore it, but it's better than a not be nice, which I think is what you did. I think
final answer is not be nice.
Yeah.
So I have to tell the rest of the story because I truly don't know what this is yet. And then you have to decide at the end whether it's a be nice or not be nice because I don't know.
Okay.
So I go through all the trouble of living my life and trying to be a good comedian and everything that comes along with that. I finally get to the point where I can sell out a place and I tell this joke. He responds in the comfort of his own home with weakest punchline I've ever heard in my entire life. To which I respond with 5 laughing, crying emoji faces. Okay, so that was my response to the tweet, to the comment. And then I click on his thing. He has since privated his account.
Oh shit! What did you do?
He's since privated his account. I went on to his thing, and he as also this is like. No one listening to this go after this person because that's a not be nice and you're not involved in this situation. Yeah, so don't put yourself in it. Yeah. So I went to his profile and I clicked on his most recent video because he saw my stuff. I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah.
And he commented a very negative thing. So now I'm going to go watch his stuff. I think it's only fair. We trade time.
I agree.
His most recent video was a video saying, I'm quitting TikTok. I started this early in the pandemic, and I haven't broken 80 followers, and none of my shit went viral, and I don't need this shit because I have a career, and so I'm quitting TikTok. This is it.
Okay.
Things are starting to become a little bit more clear as to people's motives. At this point, it's maybe difficult. Also, so before I tell you what I commented on his video, I would like to point out what a ridiculous, I'm not done.
Okay.
I would like to point out what a ridiculous situation it is to hear a crowd give an applause break, to hear 350 people give an applause break to what is, to some people, maybe the weakest punchline you've ever heard in your life. Are all these people lost? Did 350 people think that this club was a bus stop? How did they get into this building? Were they giving away Krispy Kreme donuts at the time? Everyone's giving out the vaccine in the balcony, and that's why 350 people are there? Or is it because I write the weakest punchlines in the history of comedy? So I went on this video where he said he's quitting TikTok because he didn't get the response he wanted. And I wrote, I wish I could read it word for word, but I took a screenshot so I could just do that. So I go on his thing and I say, fuck, I didn't screenshot my response, but I know for a fact I said, don't give up, keep working hard. I think that you could definitely, I just said, don't give up and keep working hard. And you never know what's going to hit and whatever. He responds back to, which is surprise be nice. Boom, surprise be nice.
That was a surprise be nice.
No one expects it because this person came at me with the heat. And I come back at them with, I'm very secure in my position in life. You seem to be going through some turmoil. And I'm telling you, as a creative person, keep doing it and don't worry so much about the shit, right?
Wow.
And he responds back with, don't make me feel like a piece of shit just because I didn't laugh at your joke. To which I then respond, and this leads to somebody privating their account. I respond with the word, and this is perfect full circle David Bowie shit. Nope. I say, nope. What you did was come at me and feel the need to tell me that my joke was bad in a public forum in front of a bunch of other people. So what I did was come back to you and say, you can be better if you work hard and stick to it on your shit. Right, and that made you so uncomfortable that you privated your account.
I mean, that's a major flex, bro. Look at that. Listen to that flex.
And that in a roundabout way, you really got to take the extra second to be mindful of what you say to people on the internet.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like that dude, when he was probably just in a bad mood and feeling bad about his own shit. Yes. And then this joke comes up in his like feed or whatever, the stuff that you're fed, and you're like, oh, I hate this joke, which he's totally into. I'm not saying to anyone not hate the joke. You know what I'm saying? He's perfectly entitled to hate the joke. But when you come at the creator of the art who's been working his ass off to get in front of a sold out crowd for the past 15, 16 years of my life, and you say, that's the weakest art I've ever heard in my entire life, don't expect to not get the fade back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's my time. Dude, 100%. Because that guy, I mean, obviously that guy wanted what you had in that moment.
That's everything, dude. That's
Yes.
That's what I try to tell people. I've had people who listen to this show. There's this chick named Annalisa. Do you know Annalisa?
No.
She's very active in
yeah.
all the DB things, and she's very
yeah.
funny, and she's blown up on TikTok because she has great energy and she's very positive.
She's
and
the one that cosplays as both of us sometimes.
Yeah. And she's a fucking delight, right?
Yeah.
And she's hit me up about negative comments that she has had. And I said, all you need to understand is that people who comment negative shit on your like well-meaning, lighthearted shit are just mad that they don't have that. And it's so hard to have an introspective look and say what I'm doing isn't good enough. So you got to look at people who you perceive to not deserve that shit. And you got to say, fuck you for doing that. And that still doesn't make you feel better.
No. But it's interesting because certainly coming at that guy with like, hey man, don't give up was like really a nice thing to say. And he just doubled down. He doubled down on being a grump, a jealous grump.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like someone who, I mean, look, if you're to the point where you are compelled to type out something that you know the person who created that is going to see, then yeah, just like you said, you got to know that you're going to get something back from that.
And that's a lesson for everyone, dude. If you have a negative thing to say, before you make it for everyone, juggle it around in your fucking mouth for a couple minutes.
Right.
And maybe keep your trap shut and keep it there. Because there are consequences. I feel like people say whatever the fuck they want now because they live in a world without consequence.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And no one is just going to let you say, it goes back to the freedom of speech thing. I could say whatever the fuck I want. Absolutely. It doesn't mean anyone has to give a fuck about anything that you say.
Right.
And you got to remember that as well. It's not like I live in America, so everyone has to suck my dick when I say something, because that's not what the world is. You say shit. Where I'm from, not trying to be tough. If you say some shit out of line, you get hit in the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how we grew up. And if you get hit in the mouth a couple times, you learn that you can't say whatever the fuck you want.
You have to think about it before you say it.
You got to take the extra second. So congratulations on your career and everything you got going in a positive way in your life and your newly privated TikTok. And I just want to say that really and truly, if you ever feel like coming back to the app, all you got to do is stick it out and try harder and get better and not worry so much about comparing your life to other people's lives. Thank you for your opinion. Sit on it.
And I hope you reflect, sir, wherever you are, on the fact that someday Mike will be a household name, and you'll remember that he went out of his way to try to give you a really good piece of advice. And maybe someday that will be something that will power you to be a better person.
Maybe, but that day takes some looking inward. Without doing that, that day manifests in other ways.
Mike, I think that this is a beautiful way to end the show.
Yeah.
I think we'll do some History Roads next week because our time is coming to an end for the show. But man, what a way to end it. What an interesting, I mean, as creators, as comedians, we face this kind of stuff all the fucking
every
time.
Day. Dude, every day. Imagine putting your heart and soul into something. And I was talking about one of those things that like, I really take my job and our job as podcasters and comedians, like there's years of messages. You made my life better, even if it was just for an hour.
Oh yeah.
And now I see that like that's essential shit. And the world is shit at all times. And if you could spend your time with a comedian or two comedians at a show or during a podcast and feel better, that's like, it's the best job I've ever had in my life.
Totally.
And if you come at me sideways with some shit, I don't go to your job and mess up your spreadsheets or press Control Alt Delete on whatever cool graph you're making. If you come in my office and fuck with my shit, you're going to get spoken to.
Yeah, just imagine feeling so proud of something that you did, and then you're sharing that, and then someone's like, no, fuck your happiness. It's like...
And expecting nothing
gonna
back.
fly.
Expecting nothing back is the most entitled cunt thing to do.
And look, sometimes they want something back. And that's probably part of the whole thing too, is that they want someone, like they can't, unless someone replies to their edgelord remark on your obvious joy. And that's something you have to navigate too. And it's really hard to stop yourself when you're the creator of that art and something is just so wrong with that response. You can't compute it in your brain and you want to fight it. And sometimes the urge to fight isn't enough and you just let it go. But man, sometimes there's just that one fucking comment, man, where you're feeling so good about yourself and you're feeling the positivity of the world when the hardships and the positivity is a little lacking. And it's like, come on, man, come on. We're all in this together. I want your happiness. You want my happiness. And even if you don't want my happiness will not affect you, sir.
Also, I thought what was very like glaring throughout this whole thing is that didn't bring me down even a little bit.
Sure.
Like I'm so confident in the joke, where it took place, the delivery of the joke, the things that I'm going to say tonight and tomorrow, even if they don't all work out. I'm so happy and so content that I just wanted to show that person what that was. This is exactly what this is. And I need you to know that. And then you progress with your life after having all the information.
Right. So there's three ways to kind of handle that. You can either ignore it.
Perfectly acceptable.
You can say a very angry fucking burn.
Sometimes acceptable.
Sometimes acceptable. Or you could be like, here's some advice. Obviously you're hurting. So don't stop and good luck to you. And that's it. That's all you can really do. And after that, it's like, look, I'm not going to let that bite go into my heart zone. I'm going to let it into the brain zone for a little bit because I'm so perplexed by this anger that you're sharing on this joy. Yeah. But yeah, not letting it get to the heart place is really the important part and not giving a fuck. Yeah. At the end of the day. But I love that you gave that person advice and at the end of the day they were too cowardly to accept that.
Whatever. And instead put it on the pile of shit that isn't my problem.
Exactly. All right. Well, guys, what a wonderful episode of the show today. Mike, what a wonderful lesson to learn, and hopefully people listening to this think twice before they say things that might hurt somebody or might come off as a little too aggressive or very obvious that there's something going on in your life that you're trying to bring everybody down to your level. And I think it's important for us to think about those things sometimes while we enter this new era of our lives where, you know, we're a little bit safer and hopefully a little bit more caring for each other.
Mm-hmm. And please go follow me on TikTok, Mike Falzone Comedian or Comedy. I don't know what it is. I had to change it. Mike Falzone Comedy. And you can come see me on Friday. I have a show, which is tonight in LA. The big one is April 11th, and you can get tickets for that. Everyone is welcome. And, you know, if you ever want to say anything negative to me, you could wear a catcher's mitt.
Because you're going to be throwing some hard balls. Well, guys, you're great. My plugs are kind of just check out our every Wednesday. The Valleyfolk does a show called Jackbox and Chill, which hopefully, Mike, we could get you on soon. Play some Jackbox games and have a good time. And that's about it. We're just working and we're staying above the muck and we're trying to, get through all these kind of feels that are being thrown at us. But you guys really make this a joy, and Mike really makes this a joy for me. And we really appreciate your guys' support on the show and outside of the show and for our sponsors. And, we just want to spread love and joy and make you guys laugh and forget about the bad stuff for a second. And we hope that we've accomplished that for you. And we appreciate this symbiotic relationship that we have.
Absolutely. Thank you for all your love and support. Couldn't do it without you. Still probably would. But thank you for letting us into your lives.
Indeed. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time on Dynamic Banter.
That was a headgum pod.
Animatronic Steve.
I just apparently I have no permission to access this ad.
Oh.
So hang on, give me a second here.
I did enjoy seeing Hall of Presidents Steve trying to access his computer.
We'll leave that part in. Ryan.
Dude, Ryan should have a webcam on him while he's editing this podcast. I would love to see his reactions.
Let's just cut to Ryan.
Back to David Bowie. Over to Ryan.
We've only seen the tip of the iceberg of what Ryan is capable of.
You've only seen the tip of my penis in this puppet film.
Why is it asking me for access?
I mean,
what? Let me see. Damn, this sucks. This might have to be one that we do later.